Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Hazlewood. I am the Algebra 1 teacher here at Santa Susana High School. I'm so excited to be your students' teacher this year. So welcome to our virtual back to school night. Um, this is my email, so if you have any questions, please send me an email and make sure you spell my last name right or I won't get the email. So it's Hazlewood. All right, so just a few important things that I want you to know. The first one is I use Google Classroom, so please make sure that your child is checking it every day. I communicate through Google Classroom, and so this is just period two's Google Classroom that you're looking at right now. And in period two, what I have here, I always try to pull this up at the top. This is just our pacing calendar that what I'm going to be teaching. And then the first link here is the textbook online, the HRW. And then the second link is the grade change form, which I'm going to be talking about a little later. So you can kind of see here in Google Classroom. So these are the notes from the 31st. So I take whatever the notes are and I turn them into a PDF and then I upload them here. So if your student's absent or your child's absent, my student, your child, they can always go in and get the notes from Google Classroom and get caught up on what is happening. So they don't need to send me an email. If they just check Google Classroom, that would work really well. So, and then this is the 2.2 HRW, and I just said that that was due on Tuesday. So I really try to communicate with the students about what's going on. So this was one of the worksheets that I signed. I just upload them to Google Classroom. And again, there's the notes. So, okay. So the next thing that's exciting about what's happening here at Santa Su is we have peer tutors, so juniors and seniors in the Algebra 1 class, and they are here to help the Algebra 1 students. So if they are struggling with the concept, they just they can ask during class for one of the peer tutors just to help them with the concept. So the next thing is the daily calendar. So this was a link in Google Classroom that you saw right at the top here. So this daily calendar, I just post in here what I am doing. And the highlighted yellow is the online textbook. And then I always have things due the next day. I do take late work, but it's really, they need to do it on time just to see if they're understanding. So usually I give them the answers the next day is what I do, but they have to show the work in order to get credit for it. So if they're just writing the answers down and they're turning in a worksheet, they're not going to get any points for it because I'm giving them those answers. So this is this week right now that we're looking at. So you can kind of see what I'm doing in class here. We're going to be taking a district assessment on Wednesday and Thursday, and then on Friday this week, I'm going to start solving proportions. And if we look at next week here, we know we have no school, yay, on Monday and Tuesday. But I'm going to have them be taking what I call a challenge instead of calling it a test or a quiz or something like that. So I've just been calling it a challenge. And they're going to be taking that on Friday. Okay, and so this kind of tells us what's going on in class or what we have done in class. So if they're absent, they can just check this calendar to see what's going on. All right, so like I said, daily notes are posted up to Google Classroom. The link for the online textbook, again, is on Google Classroom. It's the top link here, or it's the top link that you see here. So it's in a couple different places. So they should be able to find it. The next thing is office hours. I'm here every day after school, unfortunately. Oh no, it's good. So I'm here every day after school, but I tell them my office hours is on Tuesday after school. So if they want to retake any of the assessments or they want to retake any of the challenges, they are more than welcome to do that. So they just need to come in. All right. So the next thing that's covered up, I can't see it. All right, go back. Okay. So what's going on here? Sorry. I'm all over the place. Okay, so office hours, I talked to you about that. Right. Okay, so the next thing is the grade change form that I want to talk to you about. So if they do an assignment late, and I've already put it into the grade book, if they email me, I just send them an email back and say, please fill out the grade change form. So if they're telling you they've done something and I haven't updated the grade, you need to ask them if they filled out the grade change form. So they just fill this out. So another thing about this grade change form is you can see right here, it says update missing assignment. So if they've done something late, that's what they need to choose. So if they want to redo something for a better grade, so they really control what grade they're getting in this class. So they've done an HRW assignment and they score a 63% on it. So, and they want to redo that. So they just fill out the grade change form. They tell me what assignment number and what assignment it is here, and then I go in and I just reset it, and then they can redo it. Okay, so so grading. So there's 5 different categories I grade by. So just assignments in general is 15%. So warm-ups, that's going to be that warm-up packet, and I'm about to collect that. So they have a warm-up packet. The challenges, like I said, they're like testing quizzes, but like I said, I don't like to call them that. So also, I've been putting HRW in challenges right now just because it is a challenge to learn that program. So, in that program is very particular. If their notation is wrong, it will mark the answer wrong. So they're doing something slightly wrong. Participation and attitude, that's being on time, that's bringing your materials. When I'm having them do group work, that's doing group work. Basically, they get a point every day. So if they don't bring their book, they lose a point. If they're tardy, they lose a point. So there's 5 points per week, and I only see them 4. So hopefully they get at least 1 point each week. And then the last one is standard achievement assessment. So this is, I know that learning math in 6 weeks last year was difficult. I know it was difficult teaching it to my poor students last year that had to learn it in 6 weeks. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking and I'm going back and getting some of those standards that they need, and I'm checking them. I'm basically, they have 2 questions, 3 questions. I give them a paper. It takes them 5 minutes. I'm checking to see if they got the concept. And I really talked a lot about cheating and don't look at your neighbor's paper because I want to know what they know. And again, these can be redone. So I want them to get the concept. So it's just important that they do actually everything on their own because anything here can be redone. All right, most things I should say, most things can be redone. So I want them to catch up. So basically, my strategy here is I'm teaching, and so I see something that they don't quite have. I do a little standard achievement test on it. Okay, I teach it, and then we do a standard achievement test. And they can keep redoing those until they get 100% because I want them to get the concepts. All right, so how to succeed in class. Attend class and take notes. It's so important. Bring their textbooks. Study their notes each evening. Just go through and look at it. Complete all the assignments on time. Because if they're always behind completing late assignments, then they're going to feel overwhelmed. So just complete them on time. The number 4 is a big one. Reflect on mistakes. So on these assessments, when I give them, I say, "Hey, look at it. Talk to your neighbor. What did you do wrong? Have your neighbor help you." Because if a neighbor can explain it to them, that's kind of like teaching it to them, so they learn it more. So it benefits both the student and the neighbor. Time to go. Okay. So ask questions if concepts are not clear. Again, this just helps the whole class. So ask a question, even if I just can't stress this enough, even if they feel that it's not a good question. It's all questions are good. So just ask a question if something doesn't make sense. Pay attention in class and participate when you are in class. So if absent, make sure that you check Google Classroom, get your notes. ACE hasn't started yet, but it's going to start soon. Come to my classroom during ACE, office hours, and we have peer tutoring after school. Keep track of your grade, and I try to send out grade reports once a week. I know I didn't do it last week, but it's so important. So if the kids, it's so great when they come and say, "Hey, this is missing out of the grade book." And so if I've collected, I pull out the stack of papers and I hand it to them. And I don't know why sometimes it happens, but it does. I make mistakes. We all do. So the assignment is missing. It may be missing in the grade book. So then it's in the papers. And so I pull it out and I put it in. So if they're telling you that there's an assignment missing, it's like I said, it's possible that I made a mistake, but it's more than likely that they did it late and they need to submit that grade change form. Another big thing, no cell phones in class. All right. I know they're so attached to their cell phones, but I tell them if I see their cell phone, I'm going to take it because I want them to pay attention to me and not the cell phone. So they need to just keep it and put it away. And I've taken several already. So they get sent up to the office. And then if it continues to happen, I think the AP calls their parents or calls you. All right, grade change form. I kind of talked about that already, but really they control their grade. The link is in Google Classroom. The link is here on the pacing guide. So here it is in Google Classroom right there. So they know where to find that. All right, here's the tutoring information. So after school, we have peer tutors. On Tuesday, it is in my room. So Monday, it's in 307. Wednesday, it's in 305. And then Thursday is in 313. So that's it. I hope if you have any questions, send me an email. I'll be glad to respond. And one question I do get a lot is, do you have any extra credit? And my answer is no. Just do the assignments that are already assigned. No extra credit. So do the assignments. You can get the grade you want. Thank you very much, and I hope to meet you soon. Bye-bye.